Hello friends, welcome to the core concept. Today we are going to discuss about something a very essential topic in the economy, which is called a monetary policy committee, right? So this monetary policy committee, last class we discussed about something more important tool, monetary policy committee tool, which is the what repo and reverse repo. We able to grasp some idea about the repo and reverse repo, right? So basically this monetary policy committee is going to use those monetary policy committee tool. There's repo rate, reverse repo rate, bank rate, marginal standing lending facilities. These kind of tools they are going to use by monetary policy committee to reduce the inflation rate, right? So inflation is the core key concept to able to handle the purchasing power and flow of cash, flow of liquidity value in the economy. So in today's class, we are going to discuss about the what is called a monetary policy committee. What is the objective of monetary policy committee? Who is the chairman of monetary policy committee? How this monetary policy are conducting the monetary policy committee in the every quarters to control the inflation. Let's see about the basic and how the essential the monetary policy committee to drive the economic for the constant default value of 4% percentage of inflation, how the peoples are getting increasing the purchasing power, which is altering the monetary policy committee too. Let's we see the discussion and okay, let's I just give an basic idea about the monetary policy committee. It is a committee which was under the Reserve Bank of India Act. This monetary policies are taking and regulating by the Reserve Bank of India every quarter. If you take from the April to May, it is around how many 12 months. Based upon the 12 months, every third month, around third month, it's considered as a one quarter. Every third month, every quarter, they are going to conduct this monetary policy committee. Based upon the analysis of field analysis of various inflation rate, they are going to fluctuate the inflation rate and by the use of monetary policy committee tool, right? Last class we discussed about monetary policy committee tool, right? In that tool they are going to use in this committee policy holding, okay? Basically Reserve Bank of India is the chairman of this committee. He is going to decide the vote percent. If they are going to decide anything in that committee, means based upon the final decision of Reserve Bank of India governor, they are going to implement it. In case of vote based countdown, means the last preference of the vote will be given to Reserve Bank of India governor. The governor is going to cast their vote in case of tie, okay? So I already said the objective of monetary policy committee is to control the inflation or increase, accelerate the inflation, right? Inflation will decide the purchasing power of the people. So I already again and again suggesting one key point is inflation is not a negative aspect. Inflation is a positive aspect if the value is in 4% or 4 basis point. If more than 4 basis point to 7, 8 or less than basis point to 2, 1, it is a negative concept. Other than this, for the default developing economy, if the inflation value is a 4%, is absolutely a good economy running point. Okay. So, the monetary policy committee objectives and the monetary policy committee decisions are not only going to follow by the public sector bank. It is also followed by the even for small financial institutions, non-banking financial institutions, and private sector commercial banks. These kind of all the banks, development banks, all the banks, commercial scheduled banks are going to follow this guidelines, monetary policy acceleration rate. I already said if they are the repo rate increasing, means automatically banks are going to increase the interest rate. In case of increasing the interest rate, means the cash flow of the liquidity will be reduced. Okay, based upon these fluctuation by the use of monetary policy committee tool, they are going to decide what to do because of this economy. I'm absolutely sorry for this alternative various sounds distracting you people because of its the handling of mic. Still, I confused with that handling mic. So please support me if I will make it further development to do of these external sounds. Okay, so here, okay, this is I clearly I told that objective of monetary policy committee told. Now I already said one point, the plus or minus fluctuation rate of inflation percentage is acceptable. Yeah, right? 4 is the default value, plus or minus 2 is acceptable. If inflation goes to 6 means it is acceptable inflation. Why means slightly if you increase the inflation means what it means is the purchasing power of people is going to increase. They are not going to invest in any particular product or any particular item. They are going to want to purchase the essential commodity. Even though if inflation increase means the country is accelerating towards the development part. That's what if plus or minus 2 is acceptable in the inflation monetary policy committee rule. That is also the objective of the committee. Okay, so now according to that there is one concept is called Basel Accord. See, Basel Accord, trying to implement the Basel Accord. Basel Accord means it is Switzerland based accord. According to the accord, they are going to give some liquidity adjustment facility rate or inflation rate. Based upon the inflation rate, the country are going to maintain the inflation according to the inflation rate, right? So as per the norms, we are following the Basel Accord 3, right? The 3 is objective of maintaining the standard default inflation value is around 4. The plus or minus 2, the actually accelerating rate of the inflation is acceptable. But for the current basis, there is a Basel Accord is going to increasing the inflated rate because of accelerating the various economic field. So we are trying to implement this inflation and we are trying to control the current account deficit, and deficit it's around 3% is acceptable for the deficit rate. But upcoming the Basel Accord is they are nominating the deficit values around 5 basis point to 6 basis point, which means the basis point is 5 to 6 are even acceptable when the Basel Accord is did an amendment in the older Basel Accord value. So what I hear here we are clearly undermined and we are clearly determining this. The inflation value, if the default value is 4 is acceptable value, the plus or minus 2 acceleration rate is also good for the welfare of developing economy. At the same time, we are trying to implement the updated Basel Accord, but the current accelerating value is not pushing the purchasing power of people. That is the problem in our country. So clearly you have to understood that objective that RBI Monetary Policy Committee rules and regulations are to be followed by all the public sector, private sector, commercial, scheduled, small financial bank, non-banking financial institutions. Okay, it is not only they are going to implement these rules only for the government bank or the public sector bank. They are going to implement for the all the systems, right? This what I made you people to clearly understand the concept of monetary policy committee. In the upcoming classes, we will be well defined. We will make a well defined path to describe what are the hierarchy present in the monetary policy committee, how they are using their monetary policy tool to accelerate the value. I already explained in the repo rate how they, if they are going to increase the repo rate or decrease the repo rate based upon the repo rate, it's going to be accelerate. If a basis point is 0.25 means the output value is around 30 lakh crores. Big amount is going to circulating in our economy, right? That's what here, this is the objective. Just remember the objective points, that is more than enough. Okay, thank you so much. Let me see in any other video.